All right. This is Scare Talk. I am Danny, and I'm here with new Jason Joel.
Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, we
There's
got
a
a new beginning today.
yes, we
We're
do.
here back for the next Friday the 13th installment. Friday the 13th, part 5, a new beginning. Joel,
Oh man!
let us know who was a part of it.
All right. So this one stars John Shepard as Tommy. I'm just gonna go down the list here. Melanie Kinnaman as Pam, and Anthony
Okay.
Boreal as Vinny.
Okay.
Yes. The writers were Martin Kitrozer. I don't
Okay.
know, David Cohen and Danny Steineman, and the director was Danny Steinman.
All right.
Steinman.
All very acclaimed writers, directors, and
And act,
actors.
yeah. I
Um,
definitely know all
you
of these people.
definitely know them all. You've seen all their films. And it's not a surprise that they're in this highly acclaimed Friday the 13th film.
That is true.
So let's hear what it's about. Still haunted by his past, Tommy Jarvis, who as a child killed Jason Voorhees, is sent to a secluded halfway house in the countryside, where the killing of a young man triggers a brutal series of murders in the area.
Man.
Oh, man. All right. So, of course, we're going to stay away from spoilers. And there is a pretty big spoiler in this one, which is different from pretty much all the other films.
Yeah.
And so we'll stay away from that. Um,
But you
we
kind
will
of,
also,
sorry,
huh?
you kind of gave it away when you said my name, but.
It's a new beginning, Joel. It's a new beginning. New beginning, Jason Joel. So, so take that for, you can jump to conclusions if you wish. Um, so we're gonna stay away from spoilers for whatever spoilers there may be in this, and you can get the spoiler filled episode on Patreon, patreon.com/scare talk. That's where you get all the spoilers for all the episodes that we do, and you get early access to our episodes as well as exclusive episodes. And for this franchise, we're going to be doing some fun facts, trivia stuff. And
Yes.
maybe we'll do that for some of the other ones, some of the other reviews that we do. I think that's always pretty fun to give
Mm-hmm.
a few little fun facts. Also, if you're on YouTube watching this, please like the video. Please subscribe to our channel if you're liking what we're doing. It really helps out, really gets our content out there for more people to watch. And, we're working hard to kind of increase our exposure. So
Yeah.
please do us a favor and do that for us. All right. Now for the meat and potatoes. So, as the description says, Tommy Jarvis, killed Jason in the final chapter, which was only a year ago,
Yes.
in when these movies came out.
Mm-hmm.
So we were talking a little bit about that and how that's kind of odd. This movie came out just a year after the final chapter.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what do you think that's about? Like, did they assume it wasn't going to be the final chapter?
Either they, because I don't know how long it takes for a movie to go into production from like the very beginning of like writing a script to having the entire movie
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
I think it took them longer back then than it does today because
Oh yeah.
There's
I mean, it
more like
wasn't like the
practical
internet
effects
and
and
stuff.
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would, it could probably take a couple of months these days to do that. But back then, I don't know. I feel like they may have intended for it to be the final chapter, and then people actually liked that movie. And so they're like, all right, well, I guess we'll just keep on going. Because I think
Yeah.
it made quite a bit of money. From what, so I think we looked up the box office last time
Yeah.
for them. And so, yeah, I don't know. Either that or they just deceived from the beginning. They're like, we're not going to stop. We're just going to make them think that we are so that they come to our
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's weird because there was a gap between 3 and 4,
Yeah.
a 2-year gap,
Hmm.
and then 4 and 5, we got a 1-year gap. So it's like,
Yeah.
okay. I think you're right. I think 4 did well, and so they just, continued.
Hmm.
And they tried to do something different with this
They
one.
did.
So I mean, at least it was different in that
Mm.
respect. So, um, but they go right back to the direction they were going in the first 4
Yeah.
and 6.
Yeah.
So, but we will get there.
Yes, we will.
All right. So this one, I think the kind of theme throughout this whole franchise is the corny dialogue and
Yeah.
acting, and
Yeah.
some of them have like on-screen kills. Some of them you can tell are like very cut.
Hmm.
They don't show a lot. And I think that's kind of what you get out of all of these. Some have more like what moments, or like why. And this is
Yeah.
one of the ones I think that has
The
a lot
most
of
of those.
those.
Yeah.
It's really peculiar choices here.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. I think there's a reason we haven't heard of a lot of these writers. When I'm reading them off.
Yeah.
I think there's a couple of them that have done multiple of these movies, but yeah, not this one, especially. Like I
Yeah.
yeah. So this was an interesting one, to say the least. This was, yeah.
Well, something that's interesting and just poor writing, I guess, is Tommy. I mean, unless we're jumping like 10 years or 7 years or something,
I think we have to be
Tommy
'cause,
is much older.
yeah.
So this is another one of those, like, what year are we in? Because it seems like
Hmm.
we're still in 1985, but we're jumping. So
Yeah.
they didn't, we at this point, because Jason is an adult, in 2, 3, 4.
Hmm.
So we're already jumping quite a bit with those from the
Yeah.
first one. We should be in like 1998 or something, like, by the
Yeah.
time we're at this movie. Maybe, I don't know, I'd have to do the math, but I mean, by the time we get to like Friday 8, we should be like in the future. We should be, I mean,
Hmm.
we get to Jason X and we're definitely in the future. So,
Yeah, because the first one started in, what was it, like the 60s? Was that like
that was the
the
beginning.
the very beginning of it, when he drowned in the first place?
Yeah.
So we're already jumping. We're already in. He's already in his 20s at this point, and yeah, it should.
But
Yeah,
is he like, because I mean, it depends on if that ending was real, because he was a kid still in the ocean or in the lake
in the
when
lake.
she got
Yeah,
grabbed and pulled in,
but
unless
didn't
that
they
was a
just
dream.
hop that up to it being a dream? Yeah,
But
yeah, because she got
there's
she got
questions.
she got pulled under though. in that sequence, and then all of a sudden she appeared in the hospital.
Yeah. Well, they
So I
said
feel
they
like,
had to like save her.
yeah, yeah, could have
I
already
don't know.
been
Who knows?
a.
Anyways, we're thinking too deeply. All right, so we got Tommy. He's back. The movie starts with him having like not a flashback because I don't think it actually happened, but like a dream sequence. Some people are like trying to dig up Jason, and they're very excited to dig him up. They're like, "Yeehaw!" and like
Yeah.
digging up his grave. And then, of course, Jason, goes after Tommy. Tommy's still a
Mhm.
kid in the
Yeah, in
dream,
this,
and then he wakes up and you realize, oh, okay, well,
yeah,
we've jumped
he's not a kid
in
anymore.
time here. If he's not an adult, he's very close to an adult. I mean, the actor is definitely an adult.
It's weird because they did something weird with the Tommy actors. If this just happened a year later, they did the opposite effect on the little boy, who was like no older than 12 in this movie, the little black boy in this movie. How they gave him like a camp counselor age girlfriend. He's like, oh, this is my girlfriend, when he goes to see his cousin.
I think that was supposed to be a joke. I don't think.
This can't be real. Like, this is.
Yeah, I think he was trying to show off,
Yeah,
for his cousin or whatever. Yeah, I don't think he literally was.
because she didn't say no. I'm not.
I know.
So.
She kind of went with it. Yeah. Yeah, it was strange. I mean, that all those interactions, it's just so much. So we've got some definite characters here at the halfway house.
Yeah.
They all kind of have their quirky thing about them. And one of them is very interesting. I know Joel loved this character.
I wrote down there are 3 annoying characters in this movie. Like overly annoying characters.
Yeah.
And he was one of them. And fortunately, not unfortunately, but fortunately, he doesn't last very long.
Yeah. He is what sparks the murders. That dude that he was kind of like talking with, he was like trying to like get his attention and like help him chop wood and stuff.
Yeah.
That guy had no patience.
No,
he just
no.
He killed him over that.
He was walking away when he snapped too.
I
Like,
know.
He wasn't even talking at that point. Like, dude, calm down. Keep chopping your wood.
Get your aggression out with your wood. Like, that was
it was uncalled for, I will say. Like, he was annoying, but he didn't deserve to die.
He had an axe in the back or in the head.
Yeah, dang, multiple axe swings.
Yeah,
like, dude, wow. All right, he's not wood. Don't get to just chop him down. But man. So the next scene after that is what kind of like I noticed this time around kind of irritated me a little bit, because the paramedic comes by with the sheriff and deputy and everyone, and he uncovers the body with the camp counselors like all around, like everyone's around. I know there are some people that saw it happen, but other people didn't.
Yeah,
that were gathered around. He just uncovers the body. Like, what are you doing? And then he like laughs about it. Like,
yeah, he's got like bubble gum. And he's
like chewing
and blowing bubbles.
Like, dude, are you a professor? Like, is this? What are you doing here? Like, I was like, that's not cool, man. Don't do that.
Yeah. And I keep bringing this up throughout all of our reviews with these, but was this like common place in the 80s? How people were.
I've seen. So I listen to crime podcasts and stuff like that, and I've heard a lot. And in like the 80s and like earlier, there will be times where like people will have like stepped on like the crime scene stuff, like just completely um ruin everything that they're like setting up here for the crime scene. So it doesn't surprise me that
Okay.
this would happen, like uncovering a dead body for everyone to see.
Yeah.
Just like they'll have like journalists and stuff like walking all over everything that's, it's like, yeah, they weren't very
Wow.
smart in the in just like the 80s, like it's not even that long ago. So it doesn't surprise me, but it's still not cool.
Yeah.
Um,
So, like I said, the characters at this place are all characters.
mhm.
At one point, Tommy he does like a wrestling move. Like guy comes at him, and he's
Oh
like
yeah,
he slams him against the table.
yeah.
Like wow, man.
Oh man, yeah, yeah.
Some
Tommy is
really
definitely a
random stuff.
character.
And you got the neighbors. The neighbors are
Mhm.
probably the other two characters that you were referring to.
Yeah, yeah. They're both really bad, but the one guy is extremely irritating and annoying. Why? Why?
I don't know. I don't understand why these characters are in these movies.
Oh man, it
I
doesn't.
don't get it.
It does nothing for the story to have them in it, except just to be victims. But you don't need to be. You don't need to make them so annoying. Like
Maybe make them annoying so then when they die, it's like cool. Like I'm glad they're out of the movie. But you have to sit through them.
yeah, don't make them
like
too annoying. Like
yeah. And they really, really put a lot of effort into making them as annoying as possible.
Yeah.
So it's this woman and her like middle-aged son.
Yeah.
And she calls him a big dildo at one point.
She does. Oh man.
It's more of that writing.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So it just depends on your preference. You might have fun with them. I don't know.
Maybe
and you got
gotta laugh at people in the theaters back in the 80s. I don't know.
Yeah.
You guys' humor was different back then, I guess.
Yep. We've got a porta potty scene.
Yeah. Yeah. We have that too. This movie just has everything.
With singing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, baby. Ooh. Like, what? What are we doing?
Yeah, this was
okay. So we have that.
Quite the movie.
We've got someone.
This one does have a couple of good kills. Couple of kills that I will say are some of the best that we've seen so far. There was a flare to the mouth, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and there was also like a belt to like the back of the head, like in the tightening, like push up against the tree, and that was a pretty cool kill as well.
Yeah, that was inventive.
Yeah.
And then there was a kill where a head was like flew through, I think, a window, and then they showed the head, and it looks very, very real.
That was That was our boy. Our
He was like throwing a tantrum,
no,
riding his
yeah.
motorcycle around the backyard.
I will say he died. He did die in like the best time, because that was like peak annoyance for me in this movie.
I just picture
So
you like just walking around, like
no,
watching the movie,
I
like
wasn't walking. I was just like,
shaking your
gosh,
head,
really shaking my head
just
for sure.
pacing back
But
and forth.
about to just break
Oh
my
man.
TV. What are you doing?
Yeah. Throw the remote at it. This guy better die soon.
Oh man.
Okay, so and we have the ending, which we're not going to get too deep into, but
Yeah.
I especially don't like the very, very end. Like the last shot that we get.
Mhm.
I think it's pretty lame, and especially if you know what they do with part 6, it
Mhm.
makes no sense.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, another franchise did something similar.
yes. And
But
they did it after
yeah, yeah.
too.
They actually liked this
Yeah.
idea, decided to use it in their movie.
And they did it better.
They did. They
But
did. It still
still
didn't
didn't
mean
follow
anything.
up with it very,
Yeah.
very strongly.
Yeah.
Although I do enjoy that movie. Um, okay. I think we've covered it.
I think so. I'm trying to
It's like a silly,
yeah.
some good kills, poor writing.
Mhm.
Some people were decent acting.
I didn't mind. I liked everyone
But
except for those 3 people. Like that,
yeah,
I didn't think any of them did a bad job in this movie.
yeah,
And that is one thing that I will say about this franchise leading up until this point. Those are the most annoying characters that we've had in this franchise so far.
yeah,
So the acting has been decent in this
yeah.
franchise.
It's been decent. Hasn't been
Yeah.
too egregious.
Yeah. Up
And
until
they've
this
at
point.
least been entertaining
Yeah.
characters.
Hmm.
Those 3 were not entertaining.
No, they were not. They were just flat out annoying.
Yeah, I would definitely agree. So they're um all other characters in this are tolerable,
Hmm.
passable actors and characters. Um pretty much all the kills are POV.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like a callback to the original.
Hmm.
Um yeah, and it's silly, not serious at all.
No.
Uh yeah,
We get
it'll
back to
it'll be one
serious.
of the lower scores, I think,
Yeah.
for me, for the franchise.
Mm.
Not the lowest, because there are others.
Oh, are there? Okay.
Yeah, there are others that will probably be lower. Definitely will be lower, but this is not getting much higher than those. So,
Hmm.
but we'll get there.
All right. I
Before we
haven't.
get there,
Yeah.
we got to do the critics.
Yes, we do.
So, Rotten Tomatoes. What's your guess for Rotten Tomatoes for
Rotten.
the tomato meter?
Oh man, for this movie,
Yes.
um, but this is the critics, right? Rotten Tomatoes, or is
Right.
this? Yeah,
This is the tomato meter.
yeah. I'm gonna, I'm gonna say like a 12.
Well, pretty close. 17.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
All right.
What about the popcorn meter?
I think the popcorn meter is gonna be a little bit higher, but not by much. Um, because I can't imagine, even in the '80s, people actually like this movie. Come on. I'm gonna say you said it's 17.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say like 22, 23.
26.
Oh man.
26 for the popcorn. So we got 17 and 26.
That's bad.
Yes. And then we've got IMDb. There's been 45,000 scores.
Wow.
What do you think?
This one has a 5.4.
4.8.
Oh wow, okay. Not even a 5.
Yeah. And now let's figure out our scores. You want to go first? You want me to go first?
You can go first because I'm still trying to
Okay.
decide on a couple numbers here.
So I've been trying to rate these right after I watch it.
Mm-hmm.
After talking about it, I feel like I want to give it a lower score than I wrote down. But
You're
I'm
like,
gonna stick.
you know what? This isn't that bad. And then you talk about it, you're like, oh, this is horrible. Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like I have to stay with what I freshly saw and my score that I put down
All right.
with my thoughts. And
It was an
so
89.
I'm gonna say, yeah, 64.
Okay.
That's still pretty low for me.
Still pretty low.
I don't dip into the 60s too often. So
Yeah.
this is one of those. And it gives me I mean,
Room
for the
to
other
go
ones
lower.
I'm speaking on that'll be lower. There's a lot of room for those to fit in. So
Oh man.
they're
I haven't
gonna
gotten there yet.
get into that.
We haven't yeah, I think you've like finished the franchise at this point. I'm gonna the numbers I was thinking if I was gonna give it in the 50s or the 60s. Because you're not getting a C out of me. I'm sorry. This is not an average movie. This is below. So I'm gonna give it a 61. It's right there on the cusp.
Yeah.
You haven't quite failed yet because you did have a couple cool kills.
Right.
So yeah, it hasn't failed yet. Close.
Okay. We're getting down there.
Still, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think definitely the lowest scores that we've given so far, I believe, for the franchise.
For the franchise, yeah. Oh, I think
which tracks because I think it is the worst one of the 5 so far. So I think we've been pretty consistent with the rankings. Yeah. Okay. So now head on over to patreon.com/scaretalk so you can join us as we discuss the big spoilers for this one.
Oh man,
there's a big one. It's like a big spoiler. So you'll want to know what that is because
it's true.
Changes everything that you know about the franchise.
And does it change it for the better or for the worse?
Yeah. And do they stay with the change? We will see. And then also we'll talk about some fun facts about this one. So go on over there if you'd like to continue with us. Otherwise, we will see you next time with Friday the 13th, Part 6, Jason Lives.
Oh, man.
All right, guys. See you later.